The death of George Floyd is putting a magnifying glass on issues surrounding race.
Today we're hearing from an educator who's made it her lifelong mission to teach people about the weight of prejudice.
KIMT News 3's Isabella Basco joins us live with the story of one woman's fight for justice.
Today I got the chance to speak with Jane Elliot. She's the brains behind the now famous exercise that designates people as superior or inferior based on the color of their eyes.
There's only one race, and it's time for all of us to begin to teach that.
In 1968, Jane Elliot conducted the controversial blue eyes, brown eyes exercise in an Iowa classroom.
I watched boys who couldn't read, brown-eyed boys who couldn't read. On a day they were on the top. Read words I knew they couldn't read and spelled words they couldn't spell.
Elliot recalls one intelligent student who seemed to struggle in the classroom after experiencing discrimination during the exercise.
On that day, that brilliant girl made mistakes in reading, she made mistakes in spelling, and she forgot how to multiply.
It was a moment that taught Elliot and her class experiences they could never forget.
Now, if you can do that with a brilliant little white, so-called white child, in one day, think what you can do to children of color, black children, black boys particularly, when you do this exercise on them for a lifetime.
Those classroom lessons catapulted Elliot into the national spotlight as an educator on anti-racism. She says she's disheartened by racial tensions that have erupted following the death of George Floyd. Still, Elliot remains hopeful.
I'd like to see the day when my great-grandson, who is half Hispanic, is treated just as well as anybody else. And I'd like to see the day when my grandson and his black wife send their children to school knowing that they will be treated fairly.
Elliot pledges to spend the rest of her life fighting to see that day.
That's the worst ignorance in this country, is the ignorance about race. We need to educate our way out of it, and we could if we chose to.
Ultimately, Elliot's intention is to teach people about the importance of human rights, respect, and responsibility. Live in Rochester, Isabella Basco, KIMT News 3.
Thank you, Isabella. For more information about Jane Elliot's mission, look for this story posted on KIMT.com.